Okay, so apparently I am live. So finally, YouTube got a live streaming app where you could stream live like you do on Facebook. So right now, I see in the side corner there's 0 people watching, and I've got 0 likes. Wow, this is awesome. I can't believe they finally got it. So I'm also going to check it. I'm going to see, okay, now all of a sudden there's 8 people. There's 8 people, and they see me streaming live. This is actually really cool because, like, on Facebook, you know, they don't have, like, the full widescreen and the, what is it called? The resolution's kind of low. But what I'm also anxious to see is when this video saves, whether or not it creates a, what is it called? Whether or not it creates a video right here and whether or not it's automatically monetized. So that's interesting to know. So let's see. Oh, wow, 17 people. Cool. I don't know what you see on your side, but this is actually pretty cool. Like, as you know, I got that Elgato so that I could do live videos and whatnot. But, holy shit. Oh, wait a minute. On this thing, it actually says, oh, well, there's no encoder, so I guess you can't really do anything without the encoder. So it says, I'm streaming now. New YouTube live streaming, but can I watch it? Oh shit, I can watch it. Holy shit, this is fucking cool. Wow. Oh snap, I'm watching myself live. Wow. Oh snap, so there's like a 2-second delay or a 3.
Oh snap, Oh snap, so there's like a 2-second delay.
Holy crap.
Oh snap,
There's a 2-second delay. Wow, that's cool.
Holy crap.
Alright, I'll turn that off. Yeah, I just turned on my iPhone and I saw that it said that you could do YouTube live streaming, and I couldn't believe it. That's incredible. Now, here's another thing. I wonder if you have like a chat thing where you can see like people talk to you and stuff. It says show live chat messages on the screen. Okay. Okay, we could do that. Let's see what a live chat. Oh, no, I don't want to rotate it. I get mad at people who record in, what is it called, portrait mode. Oh, it says, man, I can't wait until the Trackhawk. Well, David Ross, I think you're just trying to piss me off so, like, I'll ban you or something. I don't know what's wrong with you. But anyway, yeah, you already know. I'm going to get the Trackhawk. My Jeep is going back, and I'm going to get the Trackhawk as soon as it comes available. Now, here in New York City, we get everything late. So it's like if I was in, like, Detroit, you know, we'd get it, you know, early or something, but here in New York City, we're not getting anything early. It's like we see the Tesla cars late. We see the what is it called? Any Mopar products that come out, we see all that stuff late. That stuff, everything gets to New York City like really late. Yeah, so that's just that. So you know, all you can really do is just wait and see what the dealers get. And when they actually get it, you basically pick from whatever they've got. It took a long time for us to get, like, you know, cool cars over here. Everything seems to come out in either California or Detroit, and we get left out, you know. Let's see what happened in the news today. It says, if you're planning to buy a house this year, here's how the Trump administration can affect you. I don't know what the tax... I don't know if he's changing the tax incentives or if he's lowering taxes, but if he's lowering taxes, he's my man. That's all he needs to do is cut my taxes. It says the status quo hasn't changed. The fee cuts Trump eliminated haven't been enacted yet. Okay. So Trump's order didn't affect those who already have mortgages. It says, but a horde of new home buyers could be left out in the housing market. While much remains the same for current homeowners, eliminate the rate cut could keep potential buyers. Hi, it's Supercharged. How are you? I'm still learning how to use this program, but it looks cool so far. It seems to stream in HD. That's nice. You know, when I go to the New York International Auto Show, after I make my large video, because I'm going to make like a video probably about 4 hours long, maybe even 5 hours long, since I have this 256 gigabyte iPhone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a really large video for the New York International Auto Show. And when I do that, it's like, it'll just be like last year. Last year, my video was like 3 hours, 30 minutes long. The only thing is I couldn't store as much as I can store on this phone because I've got like 200 gigabytes worth of free space, and it's fantastic. This iPhone is the best. It's like if you don't have an iPhone and you got one of them Galaxy things, it's like you've already lost. It's like what you need to do is trade that shit in, go get yourself an iPhone. Yep. Very, very, very nice. Game Revolution. Enjoy difficult games. Yeah, but this YouTube live stream, this is cool. They should have had this a long time ago, but I guess they were just trying to figure out how to make it work. What's that? M760i? M760. So that's what is that, the 7 series? Oh, but that's the V12. Yeah, nobody wants that shit. Nobody can afford it. And that thing is $82,000, and it's a V12? 2007. This thing starts at $82,000? M760i X drive. Wow, that's incredible. Oh, but they want like $1,400 a month for that thing. That doesn't look like a 7. That looks like a 5. BMW still hasn't built an M7, but here is the M760 X drive. Think of it as an M5 stretch thin over a big twin turbo V12. This looks like a 5 series from its size, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Whatever. I'll have to see it in person. Yeah, I don't like BMW. This shit is boring. I mean, they have some nice interiors. They got nice cars and everything. I just think their cars are boring. That's just me. I always thought their cars were boring. I never liked them. Always liked Mercedes better. I prefer the S-Class. Says, Hillary Clinton, the future is female. No, it's fucking not. Because the simple fact of the matter, Hillary, is you got to get people like me to vote for you. It's not going to happen. Not unless I really, really like you. And to tell you the God's honest truth, it's not going to happen. Because I don't like you. Hillary Clinton. I tell you, honestly, Donald Trump kicked her ass so badly that I'm really surprised she hasn't killed herself. I'm really surprised. You know how the Japanese, when they, dishonor the family or they're a disgrace, you know how they commit seppuku? I'm really surprised that Hillary hasn't committed seppuku. I'm really, really surprised that she has not killed herself. Honestly, I'm really surprised that they haven't, bolted down the medicine cabinets because considering all she's been through, it's like her entire life, it's like Trump basically stole all of that from her, I'm really, really surprised she hasn't killed herself. I'm really, really surprised. I'm really, really surprised about that. Because Trump kicked her ass. I mean, he kicked her ass. You know how Jesus was brought before the people and everybody was told, hey, you have to choose between Jesus and Barabbas, and people chose Barabbas instead of Jesus? Hillary for hell, that's fucked up. You know how they gave you a choice. They said, yeah, you can either choose Jesus or Barabbas. And people said, no, let's take Barabbas. That's how Hillary should feel. Now, I'm not equating Hillary with Jesus Christ. I'm just saying that the people hate you so much. Because if you really think about it, this was the first time that we ever had a choice about Hillary having a job. Because if you really think about it, Barack Obama gave her a job after we chose him over her. And he gave her a job as Secretary of State, And the way I feel about it is it's like this was the first time we actually had a choice whether or not Hillary Clinton was going to be like a national leader. And we said, no, fuck that, no. So I'm really, really, she should be very embarrassed. She should really be very embarrassed that the people hated her so much that we'd rather choose the racist, Satan, Hitler, whatever you want to call him, over her. Because, I mean, it's one thing for you to just say that about him, even though it's not true. It's another thing for the people to say, no, we'll take him over you. That's a shame. That's a damn shame. That's like the people said, we don't like you. That's a shame. Yeah, that's that. But what are you going to do? If the people don't like you, the people don't like you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Man, I'll tell you, with this YouTube live thing, I don't know if the videos get saved as monetizable videos. Hopefully they do, because for right now, this is just a test of my YouTube live, and I hope that they get saved as monetized videos. But, hopefully they do. But you're going to see a lot of YouTube livers. You're going to see a lot of YouTube livers, because this is just so easy to deal with. I like this. It's very, very easy to deal with. And then, you're going to see a lot of people showing porn and shit, because, you're going to see a lot of people putting all this porno and shit. This is Twitter, so I don't think YouTube can punish me for looking at Twitter, but, there's going to be a lot of people putting, porn videos and shit on YouTube. Because, I don't want YouTube punishing me for stuff that I had no control over. So, the Dodge Durango SRT. Oh, Jeep just sent me a happy anniversary 14 Charger. Okay, let me tell you something about the Dodge Charger. I have a couple of problems with the Dodge Charger. Now, you already know that I have some problems with the Dodge Charger. My problem with the Dodge Charger is the interior is too cheap, and it's unnecessarily cheap. After being a Chrysler 300 owner, and now, mind you, the Chrysler 300 didn't have a perfect interior either. But after being a Chrysler 300 multiple owner, because you got to remember I have like 3 of those different cars, it's like the Dodge Charger interior has always felt ridiculously cheap. And I understand that the entry price of a Dodge Charger is a lot lower, but I was never very happy. I was never happy with the Dodge Charger. I was never happy with it. I never liked it. I really wanted a 300 Hellcat. Part of the reason why I wanted the 300 was because it stood out more, because you just didn't see that many 300s with, high-end trims. You didn't see many 300 SRTs. And, like, the entire time that I've been here in New York living, I think when it comes to, like, the 2012, 13, and 14 SRTs, the most that I've ever seen was at auto shows. And I think I've only seen, like, maybe, like, in total, I've maybe only seen like 10 of them. Chargers, you see like, 20 of them, but Challengers, you see like 30 and 40 and 50. You see Charger SRTs and Challenger SRTs every single day. It's the 300 that was rare, and being rare is what I like, because I don't want anybody having stuff like I have. Another problem I have with the Charger is that they keep changing the design of the Charger, like they keep changing how it actually looks. And, that means that if you have a brand new Charger, or if you have a last generation Charger, they keep on changing the way the thing looks. So what ends up happening is your car is going to look old, because, they keep changing the front end and they keep changing the back end. And now the newest Charger, the 16, 15s, they got great looking, interior, exteriors. Yeah, that's right, David Ross. If you don't like what I'm talking about, why the fuck are you on my live feed? Why don't you make your own live feed of your dog or some shit? Your little fucking Pomeranian. Why don't you make a live feed of your stupid dog? Yeah, why don't you make a live feed of your dog blowing you or something? It's like, don't tell me that I'm boring and you're the one who's still here. Don't tell me that bullshit. I'll tell you, just like President Donald Trump, I'm not playing that nonsense. If you don't like it, you can go make your own live feed. Yeah, no, seriously, this guy, if you can see these comments, I don't even know where I'm supposed to look to see these comments, but this turkey is telling me that I'm boring because I'm talking about iPhone and shit. It's like, if I want to talk about fucking iPhone, then that's what I'll talk about, goddammit. Don't tell me I'm boring. You go make your own live feed. You have the ability. Oh, you have a cat? Well, fuck your cat. I don't give a fuck about your cat. You got me? I'll send your cat to a Chinese food restaurant and they can put that son of a bitch into a pot of beef and broccoli. Yeah, how dare you? I like the way that the Durango looks and everything, but honestly, the Durango is obviously going to be slower than the Jeep SRT simply because it's the exact same engine, but now you got more weight to haul. So the Durango is not going to be faster than a Jeep SRT. The Jeep SRT with the all-wheel drive is going to be faster than the Durango because it doesn't weigh as much. But, when they put that Hellcat out, the Trackhawk, when they put the Trackhawk out, then you'll be able to find out just how powerful a Jeep can actually be. Yeah, well, the Omari Hill. I like buying SRT because it's, first of all, it's a very exclusive brand. You see, anybody can go out there and buy a Mercedes or a BMW right now. Like, they'll lease these fucking BMWs for $700 or $900 a month or something like that. Most people can't really afford SRT, and I like driving stuff that nobody else has. I don't like being on the road and I'm seeing my car over and over and over. Now, granted, I do see a lot of Jeep Grand Cherokees, but you just don't see many Jeep Grand Cherokees that are SRT models. And when that Trackhawk is out and I trade up to the Trackhawk, it's like, I won't have to worry about ever seeing anybody with one of those because nobody in New York City can afford those things. I mean, there's a few people who could afford them, but most of those guys are going to go buy Land Rovers, or they're going to go buy Escalades, or they're going to go buy some $100,000 SUV like a Porsche Cayenne or something like that. I like to be, when you see my car, it's me. Like, I like having stuff that nobody else has. I really do not like getting things that other people have. I don't like stuff like that. I want my things to be very, very authentic. I want my things to be, anything that I buy, I want it to be like, yeah, you can't just get it, It was like, even with that black 300 SRT I had, I only have seen like maybe 3 of those up here. Now, granted, if you go out of state, you might see one, but most people aren't buying the 300. Most people are buying Challengers and Chargers, which is one of the reasons why I didn't want a Challenger and I didn't want a Charger. And I keep saying that. But, the Jeep, I have to say, the Jeep SRT is the best product that FCA actually makes. It's the absolute best product they make. So that is easily the best product they make. It's like I haven't had to spend a dime on maintenance, and I've hit 12,000 miles. I haven't really had to spend any money on tires at all because the Jeep SRT wears its tires a lot better than the other SRT cars that have rear-wheel drive. It says, I feel you seeing those here. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see a lot of SRT cars filtering down to other states because, we use them here in the north, and then they trade them in, and then they go elsewhere. But I have to say, the Jeep SRT is the best product that FCA has made up until now. I really love it. I really, really love it. Every time I drive it, it feels ridiculously powerful. It feels ridiculously overpowered. It's spacious. It's crazy how much space is actually in a Jeep SRT. I've driven out of state and everything. There's some chicks at my job who want to drive up to, Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun. And the beautiful thing about having, a Jeep Grand Cherokee is that they're so big inside until they're so big inside that you can, you can carry a lot of people, So that's actually a really good thing. They carry a lot of people. Now, the Ford Explorers are big too, but I feel the Jeep SRT is just bigger in certain dimensions, and I just prefer it. I don't really like Ford products. I think they're boring. I don't like GM that much. I think it's boring, So that's just where we are. But once again, for anybody who just joined me, this is a test of YouTube's live streaming abilities, and it's pretty cool because now you can actually make live video on demand, and I find that really, really interesting. But I'm thinking about going to a casino during the weekend of February the 18th. It says it's crazy. The Hellcat was out for 2 years. Yeah. Do you think the Trackhawk will cost over $80,000? Okay. First of all, one thing you got to do if you look at the cost of a Jeep SRT is about $74,000 or $75,000. When I did the video, I made that video. Where is it? I made that video right here, of me going to the dealership to check out a new Jeep SRT, the new 17 models. The sticker that I saw was easily $80-something thousand already. Now, you figure if you had a fully loaded Jeep SRT and you get the if you get those television headrests, Yeah, this thing is easily going to be more than $80,000. In fact, I won't be surprised if the Trackhawk, when it comes out, I won't be surprised if the Trackhawk is in the high 90s and it costs $100,000. I won't be surprised, because when you really think about it, if Cadillac can charge people $90,000 plus for an Escalade, then yeah, SRT could easily get $90,000. Yeah, right here, the 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee. If Cadillac can charge people $90,000 for an Escalade, it's very conceivable that the Trackhawk would cost more than $85,000. And when you really think about it, a regular Dodge Charger SRT costs about $50,000. The Hellcat is about $69,000 before you factor in like moonroof and stuff. So basically, you're looking at $20,000 fee for that supercharger and the technology that goes along with it. So and by the way, whoever just said markups are going to be high on the Trackhawk, I really don't think so. Now, there's a reason why. Markups are on the Challenger and the Charger because they know that they can get it because they're produced in relatively low numbers. Relatively, I think it was like 6,000 or 8,000 per year. The Jeeps, however, already are so expensive that the SRT model, even though that's their best-selling product, you've got to remember there's a lot of people who really can't afford that thing. So when you get one of these Jeep Trackhawks on the lot, some people will be able to afford them, like me, who can actually throw away like $1,500 a month on a fucking car. But a lot of people aren't going to be able to afford that thing, because right now, you got to understand, the Jeep SRT is $1,000 a month. You know, most people ain't got that. And then on top of that, you're talking about another $260 for insurance per month. Most people do not have $1,300 per month to spend on a car that gets 9 miles to a gallon or 10 miles to a gallon. So when you really think about it, I don't know what they're going to demand out of a Trackhawk, but understand something. I'm no fool when it comes to negotiating. When I went in to buy my Charger Hellcat, the first thing I asked them was, how much more are you charging? I refused to pay overage. I wasn't going to pay it. Now, I'm guessing they had trouble selling a red Charger simply because it's bright red. Most people don't want bright red because the insurance is higher. And on top of that, you got cops following you around waiting for you to do something because they see you right away. And also, the insurance is lower on a crossover or a truck. But most people are going to come, they're going to look at the Trackhawk when it comes out, and they're not going to be able to afford that thing. In fact, the Durango SRT is going to be very unaffordable by most people. When you really look at the Durango right now and you look and see how much they're charging for those things, like a Durango is really not that expensive if you really think about it. Durango is not really expensive. A Durango you can get for like $500 or something like a month, you know. In fact, you can probably get them cheaper than that. So it's like you go to the Dodge website and you look up how much a Durango costs. A Durango is, if you get in the V6 all-wheel drive, you're still spending like less than $40,000 because these things start at $30,000. So, like, let's see, if you look at the build price, if you like build one of these things and you put the Hemi in it and you put all that other shit in it, like the equipment and everything, a Durango SXT is $30,000. I don't know how much the SRT model costs, but it should be here somewhere. But the way I see it is, it's like, oh, here it is, GT. They have the Dodge Durango GT and whatnot. But these things are not extremely expensive. But when you put that Hellcat technology in there, yeah, that thing's going to get really, really expensive really quick. And when you put that SRT stuff in there, it's going to get expensive. And most people just aren't going to be able to afford, $1,200 or $1,300 a month payments. They're just not going to be able to afford it, you know? So that in and of itself is going to keep the markups from happening. Because you got to remember, the Challenger and the Charger are extremely well-selling SRT products, but the Jeep SRT sells the most worldwide. Like you're talking about Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Canada, Australia, et cetera, et cetera. Because the one thing you have to remember is Dodge doesn't make right-hand drive cars. Jeep makes right-hand drive Jeeps, and they make right-hand drive Chryslers like Chrysler 300s. Dodge doesn't make right-hand drive cars. So that means that worldwide, the Jeep is easily going to sell more because now you're dealing with these foreigners who got money. But when it comes to Dodge products, if they're not making right-hand drive products, then you got entire countries that are completely cut out of being able to buy a Charger or a Challenger Hellcat. So it's like when you look at my demographics, like most of the people who look at my videos are in countries where they absolutely can't get one of these cars. Like they're in like, right-hand drive countries like Australia and whatnot. They can't get a Charger Hellcat even if they wanted one. But I don't know. We're just going to have to sit back and watch and wait. Because me personally, I'm waiting for that New York International Auto Show. I can't wait to go to it. And, they'll have everything there. Most likely the Demon's going to be there. Most likely the Jeep Trackhawk will probably be unveiled in time for the New York International Auto Show. And now that they've released the Durango information, I mean, they're trying to revitalize the product. But the only problem is you're revitalizing a product that's a gas guzzler, and these cars technologically are dinosaurs compared to the shit that they're putting out on the market now. Because but the thing about it is, even though they're technologically dinosaurs, the costs are way lower than anything else that can possibly perform anywhere near what you can get out of one of these cars. So that's just where it is, But that's just what it is. I'm glad to see the Durango. I have an uncle who really, really, really wants one. And what it is he's normally a Lincoln buyer, and he wanted to get a Lincoln Navigator with a V8. But as you know, they don't make Navigators with V8s no more. This twin-turbo V6 nonsense, I mean, granted, it saves gas, but you got to understand, people who are older, who grew up with Lincoln and Cadillac, they want V8s. And if you don't give it to them, they're going to take their money somewhere else. Because the problem is, psychologically, they equate having a V8 with the top trim level of a car. So whether they need that V8 or not, they want the V8. They just want it. Now, as far as why the Trackhawk hasn't come out yet, the real issue I see is that, what is it called? The transfer system inside these, the Jeep. Because the thing, you got to understand, the Jeep Grand Cherokee has a transfer system that can deal with the amount of power that's coming out of that engine. But right here, they're showing a they're showing a Durango SRT, and this thing's doing a burnout. And the thing about it is, from what I can tell, when you look at this video, it looks like all of the smoke. Look at that. It looks like all of the smoke is coming out of the front tires. So that means that because the engine is sitting right there, that if the majority of smoke is coming out of the front tires, it makes me wonder, well, what's coming out of the back tires? It makes me wonder if the back tires are locking and the front tires are doing all the burning, So you're asking about why is it that the Trackhawk hasn't come out yet? The way I see it is the Trackhawk, the transfer case system, they haven't worked that out yet. Because you got to understand that Hellcat engine has so much ridiculous torque. Because you got to remember, first of all, like even when they used to talk about the CTS-V, which I actually respected right up until the Hellcats came available, the CTS-V with 556 horsepower, that thing has more power when it's sitting still than most cars have, even at the top of their rev range, right? That thing creates so much torque that nothing can pretty much top it unless you have a car that's way more powerful. But now you've got these Challenger Hellcats. These things got 200 horsepower more. And that would destroy one of these transfer cases. So I'm not surprised that what Chrysler did was basically they have a computer connected to the transfer case that has torque vectoring so they can send power to individual wheels. And basically that thing disconnects when, the computer feels that it needs to disconnect or when it's programmed to disconnect. So what you're looking at basically, I think the majority of power in this thing is coming out of these front wheels. And the beauty of that is it's like it'll be stable on snow and ice because now you got all-wheel drive just like my Jeep does. And it's a great all-wheel drive system. But that's what you're looking at. The Trackhawk hasn't come out because they're still working out issues with the transfer case and the all-wheel drive system. But it's coming. I mean, shit, they're showing the video, so you already know it's coming. You already know they've got something planned and coming. But their problem is going to be justifying the costs of selling these gas guzzlers that are like getting 9 miles to a gallon. So that's going to be a big issue for them. But all you can do is wait, because I'm going to be at that New York International Auto Show. I'm not sure what day I'm going to go, but I'm going to go ready to record as much as I possibly can. And basically that's it. So, I'm about to get off. I've put in about 30 minutes of live feed with this thing. I'm going to test it out some other days too if I see anything really interesting. I haven't been to any car shows lately because I've been busy at work because, as you know, I run a business and everything. But this is actually pretty cool. I'm really glad that we have YouTube Live. So I guess now we'll have all these live videos coming out of these protests and riots when these people are getting their asses kicked by the police. That'll be kind of interesting. But, yeah, there we go. So it's 30 minutes, 23 seconds. I'm about to sign off at about 30:30 right now. So it's nice having everybody here with me.